Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you please pause your work so that I can talk to you? So refer to T12 data. Yeah, good afternoon. So core Java assignments and take a look at. So you must have started. I hope you have started referring to it. Has everyone looked at and completed? Because today morning, some of you had done, some of you had not done. Purchasing a vehicle. This was an array-based assignment. So have you gone through this? This part is clear. I'm asking you one by one. If anyone has not understood it, please let me know. You have. Okay, the next one. Oh, you have a doubt. Sorry. Somebody was asking me a doubt. Yes, please, Darshana, ask me. You can unmute yourself if you want. Yes, of course, you can share screen. Just a second, Darshana. Give me a minute. I'll talk to rest of you and then I'll ask you to share the screen. And then you are supposed to import this day 12.1. There are three actually, what do you say, packages. So once you have to go through that non-generic, there was not much of a code where we are not using any generic classes. And you must have seen the two disadvantages, explicit downcasting and class cast exception. And then you are supposed to look at compare non-generic versus generic. Has everyone done that by now? You have looked at it. And then then we had started with collection framework overview. So three things you have to refer to. The main PPT, that is, I'll tell you what, when I say main PPT, this is D12 help. And under generics and collection, this is the main PPT slides. Then the next is collections readme and the complete details. We have not yet covered all of them, but whatever we have covered with the diagrams, you are supposed to go through it all together. And then we had written, I think, some two code samples, which was all based on list of integers. So have you completed that revision? There was not too many code samples. You have? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just take up some doubts, some questions, and then in the rest of the remaining time, we are going to solve the employee-based assignment, but in the array list. Yes, Darshana, I've stopped my sharing. Can you share your screen and ask me down? A nested class memory picture, I'll show you, Ashutosh. We'll do that. So after I finish with her, we will draw the this nested classes memory picture. Yes, Darshana, tell me.
मैम ये मैंने प्रोग्राम किया है बट एड्रेस सेट ही नहीं हो रहा है. एड्रेस सक्सेसफुली ऐड हो जाता है बट व्हेन आई वाज
It says address is equal to delivery address not set.
हाँ.
Yeah, adding debugger also. Yeah, one by one we'll do that, Akshita. So, एक second. One, this address successfully added. Yeah, show me this. What is it? Show me your vehicle class. Uska toString. I need to see the toString of it. So here, if the address is equal to null, then delivery address not set. And if it is not, otherwise address dot toString. Okay. Show me your assign this dot address equal to new delivery address. Yeah, I can see that. Wait a second. So this dot address equal to new delivery address. This also looks fine. And show me this also delivery address. And still it is okay. I'll just take control, okay? Give me control so I can see this. Yeah. What I'll do is we are the 11 lab it is you are showing me. I'll just close everything and I will check. I'll open it from here. Because sometimes what happens, it gets mixed up. So this is your delivery address looks okay. This is the toString method, address equal to null. This. And here is your assign this dot address equal to new delivery address. Fine. Let me see the tester. Test vehicle. See this vehicle dot enter this set assign delivery address. Going to this public void this dot address is equal to new delivery address. I am not finding anything wrong in this unless until I'm missing out something. Okay, so let me just check. This is the time, guys. The debugger helps you a lot. So here, display all. Let's see where it's state, registration number. This is fine. So if anyone finds some mistake, it is, I think, something, some innocent, some small thing, but I'm not finding it yet. Anyone finds it? Do let us know.
Ma'am,
Yes?
please show the assign delivery address function. 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just looking at public string to string address, delivery address not set. I'm checking whether her turner is okay. Yeah, her turner is okay. Assign delivery address. So this dot address equal to new delivery address. And ये address ही है ना. So the name of the variable is
गेट
this.
एड्रेस में शायद रिटर्न किया है उसने.
गेट एड्रेस कहाँ पे लगेगा? गेट एड्रेस, ओ गेट एड्रेस, वो आर यू चेकिंग गेट एड्रेस? इज शी चेकिंग?
नो सेट एड्रेस.
व्हीकल नहीं, हाँ नहीं 1 सेकेंड ना. यहाँ पे तो व्हीकल ऑलरेडी सोल्ड आता नहीं है. सो हर कोड इज गोइंग टू दिस. सो व्हाई डोंट आई guys, I will explain the debugger later, but anyway I will show you as well. I'm not this one Darshana, I'm just attaching the debugger so that we don't waste anybody's time. But guys, I'm going to show you the debugging later in a minute, but later. So let me just see this debug test vehicle, and I have added the breakpoint. I'll explain the debugging part later. Just give me 2 minutes. Launching this. Category. I don't know. You again the same categories as mine. This one.
Yes, ma'am.
Darshana?
Yes.
Petrol is there, right?
Yes.
Manufacturing date. It's year, month, and day. So 2020 maybe. That's the vehicle. Here it should show address not set, and then I say purchase, and now it has hit our breakpoint. So this I'll explain, guys. I'm just doing a quick debugging with her code because I could not find the error easily. So now there is this thing, function key F6. Yes, here registration number, it is waiting for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's do the here. Then I say function key. So vehicle dot get address. It is coming. Somebody was saying get address. So I told you get address is not a problem since it is asking me all of that. So your zip code is all string, na? This one, Darshana? You kept it like me. Okay.
Yeah.
So function key. Now I want to go to this inside. So let me set a breakpoint here. Where is that? Set delivery address. This is assigned delivery address, right? So here I'll just toggle this and I'll say resume. So to hit this point. Now there is a way you can see the variables. So I'm just checking. So here, see, this means current vehicle, and I can see address is not yet assigned, address is null. Oh, category is also null. Oh, why that category and all is null? See, I can see all the things null, only register. Oh, I know what you are doing. Your utils class may problem hai. Utils ka that method is there na, get this. See guys, how I'm debugging, because anyway I'm going to show you the debugger. See, this is what becomes very helpful when you do this. See, I will tell you. I hope you are also listening to this, Darshana, and
Yes,
other
ma'am.
guys. See, here I was saying, I said this, so I expanded. and I saw address, category, color. See, what I was expecting was address null, but category color to aana chahiye because she has already set it. So that got me the answer. I mean, most likely, I'm not sure yet. Mostly. Uska wo get hai na, get find registration, find vehicle by registration number mein, she has done it wrongly. So I guess. Otherwise, we'll debug further. So here, she has written, see guys, she has written V1. This one, who is it? Darshana. V1 contains kya? Only the registration number. What is it you are supposed to return? Anyone? What is it? VE has to
VE.
be returned. That is why the whole problem. Okay. So of course it is returned VE. And now we have found the problem. So we can continue. So I have to anyway abort. And now I'll just run this in a normal manner. Becomes very handy, you know, to run it through the debugger. That is what I'll show you in a minute. Then the category, then the manufacturing,
ma'am.
right? Oh yeah, price. Color
Before
ki baat?
category.
Sorry. Nahi, my mistake. Sure. And the manufacturing rate. I see. Then I say display all. You got it? So your problem was not in setting the assigning the address. Your problem was in, you understood, Darshana, your mistake, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're clear, right? So when you say finder, you have to return the vehicle reference, which has all the vehicle details. That is where your mistake was. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You can,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, sure. You can stop sharing the code. Okay, any more such questions, doubts, or whatever? So then I will show you first the debugger part, and then we will continue with the, then I'll show you the memory diagram, and then quickly we'll start with that, whatever, the actual assignment of today. So here, you can open anything. Let's open something. What is it you want to open? Open that day 11 lab 3. Because it's got a elaborate it has got a lot of classes, so it will give you the idea about how important attaching debugger is. So has everyone got day 11 lab 3 imported, or at least your own copy? This is having that. Just now I was helping Darshana with the whole vehicle and the tester and all that. Has everyone got it? Can I start showing you the steps for attaching the debugger? Okay, so you have got it. Now see, whenever you say attach as a, attaching debugger, first you have to find out, suppose there is some logic, some business call, some business methods which is not working. So on those business methods, you need to set the breakpoint. What is a breakpoint? Breakpoint is a point where the execution will pause. It will give you a chance to look at all these variables and all. You can find out, you can modify if required values, and then you can go ahead. So open showroom.java, and let's say, suppose for some reason, I don't know whether this vehicle adding code is working or not. So here, I want to stop this code whenever the code reaches case 1. So here, how do you do that? Can you see next to, before 20th, there is a vertical bar. Right click on it. I said right click, and there is an option. First option itself is toggle a breakpoint. Tell me, added the breakpoint? Yes or no? Did you add the breakpoint somewhere? Give me some response. Added? Okay. And maybe if I want to do it on that, like I was explaining it to her, suppose I'm not sure whether case 3 is working. So maybe I'll add another breakpoint here. In short, you can add multiple breakpoints, as many as you want. So currently we have added only 2. One for case 1, one for case 3. And now, how do we run this application? You know this. This is the button we say here, run as Java application, run showroom. Can you see a symbol before that? There is a drop-down list for different things. So I want to debug. Can you see the symbol here? for debugging. So click on that. Can everyone see? Debug showroom. So click on that and it will open your Java application. It will launch your Java application, but in a normal running mode or in a debug mode? Answer is in the debug mode. Everyone with me? Keep responding. Otherwise, I can't know where you are. You got it? So now launch. So it will launch the application in a normal manner because it has yet to hit the breakpoint. So give some size of a showroom and then give the option 1 and it will ask you confirm perspective switch. Means what? It is asking you, now you are going for debugging. So do you want to change it to debug perspective? So say switch here. Everyone reach here? Because I can't, if you say repeat, please, I can't repeat because this happens only one. Has everyone got that? See, already I got a request. Repeat, अरे कुछ repeat करने को है ही नहीं. I just clicked Ankit. Instead of this run, I just clicked on this button, debug. Can you see this? See my moving cursor. I just selected that. And then when I hope you have given the breakpoints. Okay. So when it hit the breakpoint, it launches this. So click on switch here and wait for a second. Done, everyone? It's a easy one. You just have to start in the debug mode. Kiya, Ankit? Yes or no? Okay, so here now you will see, is your code running or has it stopped? Has it paused? Running or paused? Quickly. It has paused. Now observe. So this is the line number 28. It must be showing you in green that this is the current program register counter. I mean current instruction. Here it tells you that in showroom, this is the main thread which has been suspended. Everyone knows main thread calls the main method and this line. Okay, but this is the one which is really important. So see this, it is showing you one is variables, which is what you are still looking at now. Here it will show you these are the breakpoints. This one is 28, one is 48, and here you can add this. This I'm not taking because it takes little time. You can add multiple expressions and add. So forget that. First look at variables. So here, can you see you have a scanner created and showroom is the name of my vehicle array. So guys, you can double click on it if you want. So at least it will maximize and just click on showroom. And I had given the size of the showroom as 100. So can you see all the 100 nulls sitting there? You check. I don't know what size you gave. Are you understanding what I'm showing you? This is what becomes so easy to check the values. Okay, we have said all these things. This is just a confirmation. Exit flag ka value kya hai? False. Here you can edit the value also. Currently we are not editing and the counter value has reached 0 because we don't have a single data. Understanding, everyone? I'm not going to spend too much time, so I'm going to do it fast just to give you an idea and then you practice it and then you can debug as much as you want. Okay? So now double click on it again. So again, you will come here. Now suppose you want to go step over it, step by step over it. So open this option. See, I'm going slow here. So run. And can you see there are so many options? If you say resume, don't say, I will tell you what to click. Resume means resume till the next breakpoint is hit. So I don't want to resume. Terminate is terminate, as you know. Step into means it will go inside the method. Step into selection means whatever is current selection, that it will go. Generally, we use step over. Step over means what? Like, you know, you are stepping step by step, you are debugging. So here, naturally, counter was less than this. So it came here. So how do you do this? Hold your function key down and function F6. I'm just hitting Fn, function key F6. So I'm here. So it goes here. Now it is waiting. Now your code is waiting for inputs. So give those inputs. Category is done. Okay. Okay, let's make a mistake and see. Okay, don't, I'll tell you. You remember we have given year, month and day. So suppose I mess up. So tell me, is this a correct pattern or is this a wrong pattern, guys? Give a wrong pattern, please. Yes, Himanshu, until the next breakpoint, that is resume. Okay, tell me guys quickly, let's not waste too much time. We have a lot of things to cover today. Is this a correct pattern or is this a wrong pattern? It's a wrong pattern. So give that please. Because I want to show you the debugger, not to explain this. So press enter and now you will see. So you have given the inputs. Now come here and you and me know what has to happen. Is it going to continue here or not continue here? Tell me. What is the expectation? It's not going to continue here. Which is the exception you expect to see? Parse exception. So those who have still not understood the flow of exception handling, this is a good job. This is a good way. So function key F6, please. So here, function key F6. It comes here. Function key F6. And can you see that, guys? Are you understanding what is happening? It has aborted that internal try block because there is an exception. And which exception you all know? Parse exception. Java.text.parse exception. And if you say function key F6, you can see. Take a look at your console. On the console, it is showing unparsable date, etc. Understood what I showed you? Is it becoming clear? Okay. So now you can resume. So now I'll say go to that code. So here click on that code and simply say, see, can you see a button here? I'll see this is a terminate, and before that there's an option. You can say function key F8 or resume till the next breakpoint. So it is resume. Now go back to the console and now let us do the whole thing in a correct manner. So here add new breakpoint. Now I think you will understand this. So here let's say one by one function key F6. Just get the feel of it. And now it is waiting for you. So this time you can give the correct details. Okay. And when you press enter, then you go here and say function key F6. So it will continue. And now check. Is it continuing or is it aborting after giving the correct inputs? Are you able to trace it? Are you able to do this much? This is stepping over each and every statement. Okay. And now see, open this window. Can you see this vertical bar? See where my cursor is moving. So here there is a breakpoint. Here there is somewhere the variables. Yeah. So click on it and you will see counter was still 0 because this line is not yet executed. So here let's say function key F6 again. And you can see easily here counter value has been modified. Please open that showroom ka array and tell me, in showroom array, are all nulls or in the 0th position, there is a, what is it called? A not null? Null or not null in the 0th position? Of course, it should be not null. I'll give you time. Yes. And here, expand on that. So guys, this maintains the reference to your vehicle object, and vehicle object ka state kya hai? Address is not yet assigned because it is just added, not yet purchased. But dekho, category ID. I mean, okay, you can expand all of that. So everyone knows category kya hai? Enum. Enum mein kya rehta hai? Name and ordinal. So name petrol, it assigns its own ID. Ordinal position 0 because I must have declared petrol as the first category. Color, this is your string. So it has color code. I mean, whatever the value, this coder, that is your internal coder. Forget that. Hash value and this, forget all that. The string, because you won't understand, so I'm saying. So this contains the string as red. If you change here to green, this doesn't allow. Sometimes, it allows. This. Okay, right now there is a way, there is a expression way you can add. Actually, you should be able to give it also. Oh yeah, sorry, I did this. So right click on it. You can't change it from here. Right click on it and here you can say change the value and enter the new string value. Suppose I like green cars or whatever. So you can modify the values. This helps you tremendously in finding the bugs. So anyway, the point was to get you started with this. And then if you see, double click on this, you can see this here. And naturally, you are going to see this output vehicle added to the showroom. So you can simply say continue to the next one. And likewise, now I can say sell the vehicle. You just manage. I'm showing you very basic commands. I'm showing you which commands I'm showing you. Suspend you don't require. Terminate or step into, step over, and all of that. So I'll show you step into in a minute. So just say 3. It has hit the next breakpoint. So some of you who are not still understood that working of that finder method, they can go inside. So let me give the correct number. Okay, 2345. This is the registration number. So enter that, come back to the code, and now tell me, do you want to step over it or do you want to step into it? Step over or step into? Kya karna hai? Step into. So here there's a function key F5. So it has gone into next int first. So you can say, you can keep saying F6. And here, I think, I'm not sure. Let's try this. So here, function key, there's something step into selection. Yeah, control F5. It's not responding to that. So function key F5, I'm trying. Yeah, it went. Function key F5. First, it went into sc.nextInt. And when I said F6, it went here. So now, just now we saw one of you had made a mistake. So, this becomes very easy to debug. Now, which stack frame is on the top? Now, this method stack frame, find by registration number, is on the top. So you can see, you cannot see any counter and you cannot see that showroom array because it is showing you the variables which are available, accessible here. So registration number we have passed. And if you see, okay guys, this is a big thing. So here what I'm saying, some of you are still confused. I'm sure that what is she doing by this? So this is my chance to explain it to you. I told you in Java, is it pass by value or is it pass by reference? It is pass by value. Means what? Copy is made. So you remember earlier showroom was the variable name which was pointing to array. So यहाँ पे double click करो and expand on that and tell me, are we looking at the same array object or different one? Are you looking at the same array or not? It is the same array. Are you understanding the meaning? See, debugging is just a tool, but it makes you understand things. So when I copied the array reference from showroom into vehicles, earlier showroom was pointing to that array object. Now, what is pointing to that array object? What is the reference variable which is pointing there? Answer is vehicles. Are you getting this? So, this becomes so clear. And then, we are just use your F6, function key F6. And sorry, you keep your variables watch. This is watch. This is called as they call it as watch. You're watching the variables, right? So now I'm just saying, okay, so now I'm saying here, it is not allowing both the things. Fine. F6, immediately open the watch. And here I just said restore, so I can show you both. So here you can see existing vehicles. Darshana, your mistake. So you were returning that existing vehicle, जिसमें कुछ भी नहीं था. Only registration number was there. And that is why your code was not working. So such errors become easily detectable, noticeable the moment you attach a debugger. Now you know what to do. So simply say function key F6. Now observe guys. Anyone wants to tell me what is there in V and what is there in existing vehicles? You don't have to scratch your brains. V is nothing but the reference in that array which has full information minus the address. And existing vehicles में सिर्फ registration number पड़ा है. Are you getting me? So now you keep saying function key F6, okay? So control will go here. Now if you want to go inside, I'm surprised that why it is not used. Anyway, so here I'll just say क्या बोलते हैं, function key F5. I want to go inside. So you can literally trace the path. Can you see that earlier stack frame vanished? Because now equals ka stack frame is on the top. So keep on doing that. So tell me, is O instance of vehicle? Yes, because we have passed that vehicles ka existing vehicles function key of 6. Are the registration numbers same or not? It is. I had given the same 2, 3, 4, 5. So यहाँ से क्या return होगा? It will return true. It has returned true. Function key of 6. And here, this is over. Oh no. If v equals existing vehicle, did I make a mess? I had given something else. 2, 3, 4, 5. And यहाँ पे भी 2, 3, 4, 5. If v is not equal to null, it should have stopped the iteration. If v equals this, return v. पता नहीं. Had I given the different one? Oh, my mistake. यहाँ पे 2, 3, 4, 5 था. And यहाँ पे क्या बैठा है? Yes, you're right. So now don't do that. It will kill you. I mean, it is going to iterate over 100 times. Are you understanding? My mistake. I gave the wrong numbers. Okay, let's change it. So let this be over. So I'll just change this to 1 minute. I'm not sure whether I can do that. Let's try. So here, existing vehicles ka registration number. So बना देते हैं. So change the value. So otherwise, it becomes too long. So I made this. Then come back here and function key 6. It's not change the value, looks like. It did not change the value. I made something. Anyway, so I don't want to waste time on this. So you can simply say resume. Resume will take you to till the next breakpoint. And as you can see here, of course, because I had given that wrong vehicle ID, it came into vehicle not found. So the idea was not explain whole code, which I have already explained a couple of times. The idea was to show you how easy, how straightforward the attaching the debugger is. Got some idea about it? And I've just used very little part of a debugger. You get started and then I can give you some advanced tips. Samjha ya nahi samjha kuch bhi? Got something? Okay. So then you can, of course, so anytime you feel that, okay, I have debugged my problem, I have debugged the code. So here you have an option to terminate. So this debugging session will be over. And now if you don't want any breakpoints, there is an option, remove all breakpoints. So it is asking you, do you really want to clear off all the breakpoints? And then even when you say run the debugger or run, it will run in a normal manner. So this was just, I wanted to show you how to attach the debugger and go through the code. There is a way I did not want to spend too much time. I could have changed that number, that vehicle ID number also, but somehow it was not working for me currently. So this is what is your debugger thing. Now in a minute, I just want to show you one-liner code and its memory picture, inner class memory picture, and then we'll go ahead. Okay, so draw. Open your pen. And I'll write a one-liner. I'm taking that this vehicle. So vehicle example. Vehicle V is equal to U. I'm hard coding some values, so you will know what it is. Only thing is I need to do it in a correct manner. So I have to take this as a clue. So okay, so I'll give some registration number. This will not just tell you about inner classes, it will tell you more things also. Suppose I have given the color of the vehicle as black, some price, some category. So here, category is enum. So if you don't use that import static, you will have to say. So suppose user has chosen the category under petrol. And then the manufacturing date was, let's say some date. So let's say today's date for example. It was manufactured today. So do this. Have I Match the brackets, yes. So that is your first line. And then if I say whatever method I had said. Okay, one more thing, guys, before I continue. Tell me, this ID has been opened in which perspective? Currently, which perspective is working? Is it a debug perspective or is it a Java perspective? Currently, which perspective? Java, a debug perspective, right? So if you want to switch back to your Java perspective, look up. Don't ask me to repeat. Look up. Can you see here, what is it? Top right corner. So this is your debug perspective. Before that, you have got a Java perspective. So simply click on that and the Eclipse ID's look and feel will again change back to your normal Java perspective. Perspective is nothing but the set of tools, the what do you say, the way the IDE looks. Nothing great about it. So I was here to check that method. What is that method name? Some method assign addressor. Okay, so I just want to, because I don't want to waste your time in doing this. So first is the city, then is the state, suppose, then is the country code, and some zip code. So I'm writing, draw with me. So I have given you some exact code. So what will be the memory diagram for this is the discussion. And you will see along with that, the whole memory picture. So let's start doing it right and fast, because then we will get your time, then we will start and continue with that array list. So first line, the moment vehicle object has to be called, which class will be loaded in the method area naturally? Start responding fast. Of course, vehicle class. Yeah, the first one is object. You are right, Yogesh. So imagine that object class is always there. You draw it. So I will start drawing from the vehicle. So object class, please draw. I'm not saying it is not there. Of course, the object is the super class. Super class information is loaded first. So here is a vehicle class. But now go systematically. Here you are creating a string object. So show here string class. Because you know, when I start, I can't do it in a haphazard manner. I can't just stop at, okay, show inner class and over. Now let's do it the whole way. String class. Next one, this is double, so fine. Then is the category. So tell me, can anyone tell me, when I say category petrol was selected, can you tell me which classes will be loaded in the memory? I'm looking at your answer. Okay, very right. But E should be uppercase, guys. It's enum is a keyword, which is the what is it called? Super class of all Java enums, enum class. So don't make mistakes. So here the super class gets loaded first, which is your enum. It's an abstract super class, right? And then which is the actual enum class which we have? Category. So here there's a category class. This is a naturally. Today we are in day 12 in Java. So definitely you have to expect advanced code and all that. So this is your category class. Then else what? A date. So when you say date, actually, which class will get loaded in the method area? Metadata is the date class. Java.util. I'm not writing in fully qualified name. You can if you want. So all these are loaded. And now check here. How many? So now is the time. Have you noted? Vehicle, string, enum, category. Why keep it half as that? Drop. Let me not be lazy. I'll show the first one which get loaded. Of course, is object. But that gets loaded when your tester class gets loaded. So I was not writing it. Anyway, this is your object class. Shown all the classes. Simple date format will get loaded. Vehicle class, yes. Simple date format also. You are very right. Because when the vehicle class gets loaded, the static members are memory allocated. And one of the static members is simple date format. So show that also. So there will be SDF. SDF means simple date format. So simple date format class also gets loaded because it's a static member. Very right. So anything else anybody saying? No. So now start drawing the most important thing. I'm solving the first line. I hope everyone is clear. I'm not yet gone to that nested one. So here, can you tell me, count and tell me, how many slots should I draw? So first is of course class pointer, and start telling me next. So this has a registration number. So I'm just writing it for your understanding. There is no actual word there, registration number. So anyone wants to tell me, registration number is what? Primitive type or reference type? P or R? It's an int registration number. So here, should I show the pointer or should I show the value? Of course, the value. So actually, if you look into the memory, only the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be sitting. So registration number, why I'm writing the field name for your understanding. Actually, field names are not stored here. Field names are all in the vehicle class definition. That is where the class information is. Go faster. Next one. Next one is what? What was that? Color. So now tell me, is color a primitive type or wrapper type? I'm sorry, reference type. Reference type. So leave it as that. So it is going to just contain a pointer. Next one, price. Price is now I'll go a little faster. Price is double. So 56,000.0. Int gets converted. Next one, I have to check the variable name. I forgot the variable name. I think it is category itself. Yeah, it is a category. Are you seeing this? So next one is the enum type of reference. So category type, so reference type. Next one, this is category. And then what was that? This thing, manufacture date. Okay, so here again it is a pointer, manufacturing date. Should I show address or should I not show the address slot? Should I show the slot for address or not? Of course, yes. Any non-static member is the state address. Okay. And here, should I show here SDF, guys? Yes or no? Of course not. SDF is what? Static member. Static members are not memory allocated. And anyone wants to tell me, currently, what will be the value of address? Null or not null? Answer that. Of course, it will be null. So show here equal to null, and we will remove it after a while. After a while means second statement. Okay. So these are the slots. This is how your, what is it called? Vehicle object looks like. And now everyone knows there is a reference here, V. So I'm not drawing that because I need space. So now this is primitive. So fine. But what is color? Color is a string. So start. So I'm showing you horizontally. So here it is going to point to what? A string type of object. Guys, you will understand that this is nothing but the object graph which I'm showing you. So here there will be I just reduce the size. So here show a CP, and this CP will have it's a string. So right, so black. This will be the next time. Once I start, I don't know how to do the halfway job. So here I'll just shift it slightly. I'll connect it, don't worry. So here, let me connect. You can draw, you don't have to worry about this. Why I did this? Because I wanted to show where this CP looks. Anyone wants to tell me where this CP is going to point to? What type of object it is? It's a vehicle class object. Where this CP will point to, it's a string type of object. I hope it is making sense. Next is double, so gone, category. So now let me show it from here. Okay, so here category, you can draw those in different colors and all that. And then when you say category, it's a enum, right? So here, what are the two things which are stored here? Wait a second. So here, let me draw the enum. So class pointer, make it point to category class, and here internally it maintains the name, and that name is nothing but, what was that name we are given? Category petrol, I guess. And it will maintain the ordinal position as 0, I guess. Okay, actually this is also not. This is a deep graph. See, Name is a string. So name just maintains a pointer. I don't know whether you are understanding or not. I'm not going to repeat it again. Impossible. We have 10 different things planned. So keep just drawing with me. So I'll just change the color so you can understand. This is what? This was the enum, right? So this pointed to category. This is just containing a pointer to your string. And I hope you all know how to draw the string type of objects. So here, can you see the deep object graph? When you write something, you should know how complex or how advanced it is. And that name is petrol. And here, and again, if you want to make it nice and clear, see, this is what? A name is a string. So again, you point this class pointer to string class. Okay, so this was about the category, manufacturing date. So now I'll say this manufacturing date points to a date class instance. So this is your date class object, class pointer, sorry. And this CP, this date class internally holds the number of milliseconds elapsed after the epoch. So suppose I get some 2020 date. So I don't know, I can't count the number of milliseconds. So some long number of milliseconds. So here just write so you'll understand. This represents the number of milliseconds elapsed after the epoch. That is what your date class instance hold in addition to other fields. Okay, and it has era, it has day, it has time of the day, but that is again too much in detail. So mainly it holds the milliseconds. And again, I'm showing you, since this is the date class instance, it is going to point to this. And I think we are done here. Address is null. I'm going to share this picture. So please, I'm not going to repeat any of it. So this is your first line ka output. And I'm sure I hope you are happy that you don't have to really manage the memory. JVM is managing it for you. So now the last thing. Last thing means next line. So everyone knows, you have written the method with me. So let me take you to that method. So here we are creating a instance of the inner class. So people were asking me, show us how to show how to do that. So it is done in a very interesting manner. So here, let me create a separate space. So see, okay. So before I can show which that inner class instances, can you tell me the name of the class which will get loaded for that inner class? You know the answer. I said, give me the name of the class which will get loaded for that inner class instance. Wrong answer. Guys, after spending so much time, you're disappointing me. Does it have a separate existence like that? So what is it? What is the name of the outer class? Vehicle. What is the name of the inner class? Vehicle, dollar, whatever, delivery address. So don't forget things so fast. And if I'm telling you from with experience and confidence, if you are able to show quickly the memory diagrams in your interviews, if interview goes deep, people definitely get highly impressed. Trust me on that. But you have to understand that in order to answer. So here, please draw vehicle, dollar, this thing, delivery address. Okay. So outer dot inner standard. And here, this looks really interesting. So guys, count and tell me. Yeah, this is your delivery address. So how many slots I should show? First will be CP, naturally. CP will be pointing to that outer dot inner. So in addition to that, how many slots should I show in that object? So the CP is there in addition to CP. I said in addition to CP. CP plus kitna? Total 5. So answer is 1 plus there. See this? That's why I draw this carefully. So here, okay, I'll just take it a little up. So here, start drawing with me CP. So of course, but here, what people, for that you have to really read inside JVM, little heavyweight books. So every inner class, listen to the statement. Can inner class directly access outer classes members? It's a Boolean question, yes or no? Answer, everyone knows yes. But I had not told you how or why. I don't know, somebody had asked me how I think. I don't remember, frankly. So, because in every inner class instance, there is an implicit reference of the outer class ka this. So, what is that outer class name, guys? Vehicle. So, vehicle dot this. So, if you don't understand, it is, I'm going to point it to that outer class. Every inner class implicitly maintains the reference to that outer class, outer dot this. And that is the reason inner class can access all the members of the outer class directly. After that, it is story simple. City, state, country, and what is that? Zip code. And I'm definitely not wasting our precious lab time. I'm just asking you this. All these four, primitive types or reference types? It's a reference type. So I hope you understand. I just now showed you. So this will be pointing to one string object. This will be pointing to another string object. Likewise, you can deepen the graph. The important ones only I will show you. This is all repeat run. So please do that on your own. This CP will point to the loaded inner class whose name is outer dollar inner. And last question from my side. Can you tell me where this vehicle dot this should I point to? To the outer class instance. So where is that outer class instance? So make it proper. Here, show it here. Okay. So see this vehicle dot this has the implicit reference to that outer class. And now think and answer. Last question. Do you think this address will be still null? Of course not. Where will this address point to, guys? Sorry. This address will be pointing to your inner class instance. So that is why I was not ready to show this complex memory diagram immediately. I'll just zoom out so that you can see. This is what is the outcome of all of your two-liner code. So naturally, I'm going to save it and send it to you. But could you draw some of it at least? Could you at least understand 50% of it, guys? Or 0%? Okay, so the catch, I would say catch exactly, but the important deal is, as far as I'm concerned, this address refers to the inner class instance. So those who are thinking that inner class instance must be inside that outer class object, no. It all is managed by the references. Object is created elsewhere, but it is a two-way link. So this address points to what? Your inner class instance. And most importantly, how come I can access from inner class, outer class instances? Every inner class implicitly has the reference of the outer dot this. That is, it has the implicit reference to outer class instance. And we can also prove it with some code, but not today. Today is the day for error list. So before I forget, I will save this memory pick and send it your way. So whatever you could not draw, only thing I have just being lazy about is this part I have not drawn, because again, that much at least drawing the string objects, I think everyone can manage. So this is what we are going to deal with later in advanced Java. This is the graph. This is the graph of objects in the heap. And I'm going to show you an amazing framework called as Hibernate. Hibernate is something called as, this is way off track, so please bear with me. So Hibernate is something called as object to relational mapper. And the beauty will be, the amazing thing will be, this object graph will be mapped to your database tables automatically by Hibernate. And once you get that feel, you'll start enjoying, or you'll start understanding. And that is what makes your projects, whatever projects you are going to take, extremely rich. So instead of just talking about it, I mean, I can just talk about it right now because Hibernate and all is way long. I mean, too many days in between. So let me just send you this. If you have drawn your own memory picture, ignore, no need. But if you have not understood something, take a look at it sometime. And anytime you You have my contact number, you have my email IDs and all. You can write to me anytime. You can talk to me. Talk to me means we can find a mutual time and then you can call me. But you can write to me anytime. And at the moment I get time, because I would be in some other sessions and all, but I'll definitely respond. So this was your earlier queries. Now we just got 1 hour, 15 minutes max to max. So let us do some work in ArrowList. Okay, so now you can close all these things. And I'll start giving you okay, first I'll tell you what we are going to do, and then we'll do the implementation together. Now remaining time all hands on, no concepts and all. So just a second. So if you see, I'm just opening today's sequence. I've written. I just hope I will be able to cover all of that. So here, these are the objectives we are going to solve one by one, whatever we can complete. So as I said, if you remember in the first half, what was the generic type of the list? We had created a list. What was the generic type? Tell me. Did not understand the question? I asked you in the earlier code, what was the type of the list which we had created? What was the generic type of the list which we had created so far? Don't say int. Int is, I want to accept the int answer, integer. I said, what was the generic type of the list I asked? So don't tell me array list. Generic means what is the type of the references it is holding? It is holding the integer type of references. But I told you, that is not for the business scenario. When you have an actual business scenario, people give you what? People give you actual data, that this is my data, fit it in a proper data structure. You got me? So here, we have already employee one case study is about employee, one is for vehicle. We will solve together employee, and as a homework assignment, a mini project or a small project kind of a thing, I'll give you the thing for, I may give you the completely fresh scenario where you have to write everything from scratch, and that is the best way to gain the confidence. So let's not, so before I start solving, please follow the steps. First is Control-Shift-W, close all. Control-Shift-W closes all the open things. Now let's see, let me take a look at a project where we had this employee business. Okay, so please look at day 11 lab 2 and make a copy. You found day 11 lab 2? This was all employee based. Tell me, found or not found? It was all about composition. Found it? Okay, so just copy paste it. So Control C, click on day 11 lab 2. Don't choose other project. Otherwise, you'll make you will have different code than what I'm running. So here, Control C, Control V, and I'll call it as day 12 lab. So we are going to keep only one project open. Has everyone done the copy? Has everyone got the project in day 12 lab? Done? Aniket is saying done. If anyone wants me to wait, just make a copy of the project. Don't do anything else. Okay. So now here, this is what we are going to work on. So keep this ready and now read the requirement. We're going to we're going to solve one by one. So here we have already entered array list. You have some idea, and whatever you don't know, we will fill up now. So here, first thing is create the empty array list to store employee information. So tell me, when I give you this, what is it you are going to touch? So I'm asking you, these core classes, custom exception, tester, or utils? Everyone understands it. Good going, guys. And one more thing, you don't require the test association. That was just done for telling you composition versus aggregation. So you can remove this test association, delete that file, and only open test employee organization. Everyone found it? Please ensure that you are opening it from DH12 lab, right? And tell me, I will literally ask you change or no change, and let's see how your understanding is, how much you have understood. Change or no change? Start. Of course, no change. You still require the scanner, right? Next one. Do you need to ask this question, irritating question? Answer is no. Why? Because we are shifting from fixed size array to your array list, dynamically growable data structure. So remove this. You know, don't worry about, there can be 10 different this things, compilers. We are going to take care of each and everything. So here, so now tell me, change or no change? Of course, the answer is change. Write the line yourself. I'll wait. I'll give you the comment. Create empty array list to hold employee type of references. I've done my job. You do yours. Give me that next line. I already got it from Kannad. Very good. Yes, very right, guys. So here, you just have to change the generic type. See the words, guys. Generic means what is it holding? Okay. So generics is only for compiler. Array list. E will be replaced by employee. I can say list, or I can say employee list. Okay. Give the different variable name. Don't say employees and all. Let's be bold. Let's fix 100 compilers in a couple of minutes. It will be fixed. Equal to new. You can say simply array list. You can say control space. Choose the default constructor. But if you are working for a real organization, you may have thousands of employees. So tell me, in that case, is it a good call to start with the small initial capacity as 10, or directly start with in thousands or 10,000s and all that? What is a better call? Start it with a initial large capacity. But this is a classroom example, so this is fine. So anyone wants to tell me? Some of you had left the session earlier. So I'm still showing you the memory picture which we drew. I don't remember whiteboard 1 or 2. It was whiteboard 1. So guys, when I said, when you create an array list, when you write this, which is the memory picture, array list class gets loaded in the memory method area metadata. This is the array list object with a initial size 0, size 0, initial capacity 10. Those who are with me, they have already drawn. Those who have left earlier, for them I'm explaining again. Class pointer pointing to array list class, and all these 10 slots are filled with null. That is our for-on condition. Is everyone clear with the array list internal? I mean, array list object, how it looks in the memory heap? Okay, if not, you can let this just go past. We will talk about it later. So size is equal to 0 and the capacity is 10. Got that? Next one. Don't worry about the tons of compilers. We'll fix them one by one. Answer the next question. Which out of it is required, not required? Tell me. What is required, what is not required? Okay, one by one. Is exit flag required? Quickly. It is required. Otherwise, how will you stop the application? While not exit ke liye lagega. Is counter variable required? Answer is no. Counter is not required because, guys, now memory management, inserting the reference, appending the reference, removing the reference, everything is not your headache. It is a headache of collection framework. So remove that. Remove the, counter. Understanding how we are discussing, I'm just trying to give you a quick look at array versus array list, so that once you understand one dynamic structure, data structure, shifting to sets, later to maps becomes easy. Everyone with me so far? Now the next one. So we are okay. So this was your initial objective. Now let me start with this second objective. Here, this is my writing mistake. I can't say all. I just want to take, accept. I want to have a next case done. Hire employee. So accept employee details from user and store it in an array list. But what is the thing? You have other validation rules, fine. In addition to that, array list allows me to add duplicates. But because it's my organization and all, I don't want to keep duplicates. Okay. So this is what we are solving in the next minute. So you should know what is the requirement and how we are going to develop it. So come back here. So here, which is the option we are solving is hire employee. So go systematically. These two lines, change or no change, quickly. Simple question, simple answer. No change, obviously. This also no change. And tell me guys, here, checking the boundary condition, required or no longer required? Of course not required. It's a dynamically growable data structure. Unless and until you hit the capacity of your RAM, virtual memory, you will never have an issue. So remove that boundary condition. I'm telling you, the code is going to look simpler, not complicated, because your job has reduced. Collection framework is helping you. So please make it proper. So remove that. Naturally, else also goes away. I'll keep things in a simple manner. Done this much? I hope you're understanding the simplification and how that whole business of managing the counter, checking the boundary is all gone. Okay. Now, forget this line for a minute. Just tell me, change or no change? Answer is change. Type the line, type the code for me. Important code, I'm going to ask you to type. Unimportant code, I will write. Anyone wants to tell me? This will be, of course, gone. And this will be replaced by something. Very right. Very good going, Yogesh. You have to now start using array list API. So you can keep on appending the references. Okay. So remove this. Which is the method of the array list you have learned? Add method. So here simply say what is the variable name? Emp list. So here simply say emp list. Sorry. Emp list, which is the method dot add e. Don't worry, we will do the validations and all properly. Everything will do properly. So if you are not present or you did not understand, just take the cursor here and in 1 second you can read. Appends the specified element to the end of the list. You got that? I am going to correct all that. So don't worry about anything else. So here, this is the one. Now come back to the memory picture. And let's see whether you can tell me. So what was the memory picture so far? Array list class was loaded. All the slots, 10 slots were filled with null. The moment you say, I'm creating the employee object, which will be the class which will be loaded here in place of integer? Respond. Employee class. And here you draw the employee object. It is never within the array list. It was never within the array. So how can it be in the array list? So now you show the complete employee. Employee has a, what is that? Aadhaar card and all. So the detailed graph. Right now don't draw, just employee object. And its reference will be added in the array list. Are you clear? It is so similar to your array of references. That is why I have given you almost the practice of something like 8 to 10 days to survive. Remaining all days, we will be using the dynamic collections. So that way it is. You understood what I said? I'll repeat. Draw here, show here, employee class. Show here, class pointer pointing to the employee class. And then you have that employee ID, name, department, whatever, all those things. And its reference, show it in the first slot. Are we good? Are we clear? Okay. Now let us fix the bugs. There are so many bugs. So here, we already have validate all inputs. So here, what is it we are sending is employee ID. Of course, you have to change. What were you sending earlier was an array. What are you going to replace it by? Array list. Are you getting this? So simply replace it by array list. Let rest of it be the same. I hope I'm going sufficiently slow. I'm explaining, we are doing the change one by one and understanding the whole thing. You got it, guys? You let me know when you did. Of course, there will be a compiler error, mismatched and all that. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Have you replaced the array by array list? Okay. So now here, click on this and say control click. Control click means open that declaration. So this was the method we had written earlier. And this is what we are going to modify. Of course, it has to be modified. So simple question, simple answer. What should be that replaced by? I hope everyone is clear. Replace it by array list of employee. Variable name, if you want, you can keep same, you can keep different, your choice. Guys, earlier I spent larger part of the day in explaining concept. Now I'm giving you the practice of a hands-on. Are you all with me? Are you all understanding? Show employee list. Which employee list? From that other class, this one. Here. This is the code. Initial code. Who was it? Abhijit. Abhijit, this is the code. Line number 22, where I had created the MTR list. Line number 22 was the change. And here, I just said employee list.add. But before that, we have to come and validate, remove the errors. You got whatever you're looking for? Samjha? Answer. Anyway, so I'll be sharing the code after a while. So that time you can find it. So now, so this much you have done. Now, the rest of the rules are not changed. So here, of course, you have a problem here. So now say control click. Got everyone here? Naturally, what will you replace? What will you replace this globally by? Array list of employees. So now real thing starts. So you will see all of it in action soon. Has everyone reached here? Have you done the changes so much so far? What was the statement I made? Why collection framework? So one of the reason is it supplies you with the ready-made implementation of standard algorithms, including searching. So will you be required to do the searching yourself? Answer is no, you won't be required to do that. So here, this is where you can start applying collection APIs. So what I'm suggesting is, see this, this will be still required because you will see soon, whatever collection API methods are internally going to call our equals method only. So do the changes with me. So leave this code as it is. And here you comment all of it. Later, I'm going to ask you to remove this, but I just want to show you. This is what we had to do in arrays. This is what happens in the array list. So start with me. Have you commented it? No longer required. So here I have given you, or rather we have written the employee ID wrapped in the employee reference. So tell me, do you remember any method of the list or array list which can find out whether the element exists or does not exist? Answer is contains. And if you see the internals of contains does exactly what we did earlier. Contains goes over all the list, not over array, but it reads over the list. It doesn't have to check the null because it is traversing over only till the size and internally calls equals. How will you know what I'm telling you is a clear, correct or a bluff? That is why I've written in employee equals. So finish it fast. So simply, if let's do this. What was that? EMP data. If employee data dot contains. What should I pass inside? What should be the argument I should pass here? The new employee, of course, because that is what you are checking, whether there is a same employee already containing this. So of course this. So in this case, if condition returns true, what does it mean? Duplicate found or duplicate not found? If contains returns true, duplicate found. So throw this exception. Else return the validated employee ID. Now I can remove all. I'm just keeping it because this is exactly your arrow list does internally. So if you say, no, I don't understand with too many comments, get rid of it. No issues. So the code looks cleaner and simpler. I'm saying it is completely up to you. You anyway have that copy elsewhere. So observe. So now this employee data earlier was the array. Here it is, what is it? List of references. And then again, all I had to do is wrap that employee ID into employee type and simply call the contains method. If it contains method returns true, that means duplicate is detected. So the code gets aborted. I mean, this method gets aborted. Otherwise, returning the employee ID to the caller. So I'll wait here for a minute. Tell me, changes or that API clear or not clear? Take your time. And if you want, you can take the cursor here and read. It tells you returns true. Sorry. If this list contains the specified element, more formally means it is giving you internals, returns true if and only if this list contains at least one element E that is within the list, which has equals method, objects equals method returning true. So tell me openly, honestly, are you clear with the working of contains method? And are you, I mean, what do you say? Are you appreciating the collection framework? You're going to appreciate it a lot over next days. Today is your only first day of collection framework. So I hope it is, answer is, it simplifies our work. And you don't have to worry about what is internal. We were writing it in the internal manner. Okay, so anyway, let us get back. So here, this is your employee ID return. So validation of employee ID, it's fine. To be honest, this method doesn't even require the return type, but I'm not changing too much of a code. Rest of the things, I don't think they will be changed. You also check email, no change. Validate name, no change. I'm just going through it. This is also fine. Parsing also fine. Only thing which was changed was this one. You did not get it, Abhishek? Yeah, but get employee details, Yogesh. Whenever we require, I will change it. I'm not going to blindly change it. We are talking about one case at a time. So I will do that. But Abhijit did not understand it. So last time I'm repeating because otherwise we'll never get to doing anything. And you anyway have the recording. So here I'll repeat. Read this one. What is it? Abhijit, right? So here, look at the method which is there in front of you. So suppose I'll remove all these unnecessary stuff, so it looks clearer. So Abhijit, imagine that you have hired a couple of employees, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, having these employee IDs. Okay. So this part is the same. So don't ask me to repeat that again. I have created another employee reference holding the employee ID. Okay. So now the only API I have to use is contains. So answer this question. Not him, anyone can answer. When I say employee data.contains, is it going to traverse through the array list or is it not? Is it going to internally go over, iterate over the list or not? Answer is yes. That is the code it will call for each. So what it will do is, suppose you have supplied employee ID 101. So this is a linear searching. Till I take you to maps, you cannot achieve the constant time performance for searching. So first it will check 10 is equal to 101. No, but contains method doesn't give up. Then it checks. Okay, I'll take some existing one. Okay, I'll take something like 20. Okay, so now for the first time it calls equals false. Next time it calls equals false. Are you understanding, Abhijit? Not just Abhijit, anyone. 1 and 20. Next time false. But the fourth time 20 is equal to 20. So tell me, will contains method continue to search further or will it stop searching? Of course, it will stop searching. And the moment equals method returns true, tell me, Abhijit, what will contains method return? True या false? I'll repeat it slowly. I said, when the equals method returns true, you are very right. Contains method returns true. Again, so here, if it is returning true, means what? It's a duplicate ID. That particular employee with that ID is sitting. So this is where I have thrown the exception. And if there is no such match, that means it is a new employee ID. So returning employee ID to the caller. Got it? Okay. So I saw somebody told me that get employee details, of course it has to change. But guys, when we come for it, or when we come to it, we will change it. So let's do one thing at a time, right? So test employee organization. This is the one which is done, and employee hire. So now, this was the first case we have created. So which are the two methods we have used from array list? Tell me the main two methods. Which is the method we used for adding the employee reference? Add. Which is the method which we use for searching for duplicates? Contains. That's it. Now, let's go to next one. I'm going to keep, of course, quiet. And you will see it is so easy. Make the modifications. What I want, of course, I want to print all the employee details. So you tell me, and I'll do it. So this no change naturally. Simple change here. What is the change here? Yes. No. That is the next line. Guys, I'm talking about line number 46. There is a change here required. See, here I have used the variable name E. Can I use the duplicate variable name here? You can't. So I'll say E1 here. For each employee E1, are we searching in the array? Are we iterating in the array or array list? Array list. So change it to employee list. And like somebody very smartly told me, this is totally gone. So everywhere, guys, we were so much hassled. Everywhere I had to check for that counter, for that null checking, no longer required. Why? Because you told me, somebody told me, no requirement for null checking. Anyone wants to tell me why? Because what is it? Okay, by the way, before I forget, E1, what is the traversal? Is it going to iterate over the size, or is it going to iterate over the capacity? Answer is size. So that is why code becomes simpler, not complex. Are we understanding? Porting. This is called as porting. Porting the application from using array to array list. Entering collection framework. So tell me, take a minute and tell me case 1 and case 2. Are we all clear? If not, ask a question. Just now I explained to this one who is what? Abhijit. But if somebody still is not clear, do ask. So actually, my sequence was a little bit different here, but doesn't matter. I mean, we'll first port it, and then we will add all the details, whatever you want. I mean, whatever remaining time. Okay, so now let us attack the third case. We've just written it recently, so I hope everyone remembers it. So what was the requirement here? The requirement here was updating employee. Yes, right. So here I'll say. So here we had the requirement of updating employee details. Everyone remembers the requirement? I'm not changing. The requirements are the same. I'm just showing you how to do it with a collection. So inputs are the same. So now, what are the 3 inputs you are taking from the client? Employee ID, department ID, and new department ID, and a salary increment. So this is where I plan to change the method. So here, this line itself changes. So what are the 2 things you are going to pass? Employee ID. And what should I pass here? Where is our data now? In the employee list. Did the first change? Done. So this is a small change. Now control and click on it. Control click, left click of your mouse. So it will open here. And we were writing something like this till yesterday. And of course, we are going to replace it. So this part is the same. Method should throw the custom exception in case of invalid employee ID, or it should return the employee reference containing all employee details. So let us start making the simple changes. What will be the type replaced by? Array list. Okay, a list of employee. So this much I think everyone understands. Done that much? This is no change, absolutely. Zero change. This is what is definitely going to get modified. So I'll just comment the whole thing and I'll talk to you. So has everyone reached so far? Nobody lagging behind? Can I continue, guys? Tell me yes, no. Okay. So I have already wrapped this supplied employee ID in the new employee reference. Now apply your understanding. And let's we are going to do it in a slow manner. You just suggest which are the methods or which method I should use for solving. Don't jump into answer. Take your time. What is the thing I'm giving you? The employee ID. From employee ID, I have already wrapped it into employee reference. And you should give me some method which will either throw the exception in case of invalid employee ID or return me the reference containing the full employee details. So I'll give you a minute. Think about it. If you cannot, no issues. I'll give you a clue. The clue is the API clue, of course. So wait a sec. Where is that? The PPT. I'll just open it in front of you. Let's see if you can answer. I'll tell you where the answers are. Okay, this is the slide where your answers are. So you try for the next minute. If you cannot, of course, I'm there to help you. So I got some answers. Just I'm not looked at your answer yet. Please, I don't want one. I want 100 answers. If not 215. Okay, some more guys. Let me see. Okay, so for loop is not required, Yogesh. That is the beauty. You don't have to loop through this thing. Who is going to do that? Collection framework will do that. Okay, so people are saying get. You are absolutely right. See, this is the method where in goes the index and out comes the reference. But guys, you have a problem. We don't know what is the index of the employee. So you cannot jump into get method. Is there any method which will tell you the index of first occurrence of employee? See the once you slow down and step down and think, answers come to you readily. So guys, what is the first method we'll have to use? First, we'll have to use index of. It is taking an object argument because it is internally calling nothing but object classes equals method. You will see in a minute when we start testing. And then what is, you tell me, what is it is going to return? Index of first occurrence of the match. But there is a possibility user gives me some non-existing ID. So what will that method return then? What will index of return then? -1. So you just have to check if the index is -1, throw the exception. If it is not -1, that means it is between 0 to size -1. Then you use this get method and return the information to the caller. So the answer is in index of and get. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, 5 is also much, but anyway, it's the first time you are doing. So write some code and show it to me. The clue is use index of and use get and deal with it. And the method, the answer is right in front of you. I'm waiting. I want you to write code. I don't want to spoon feed you. Do it. I'm waiting for next 5 minutes. Whatever time it takes. Not beyond 5 though. Done? Yeah, this thing. So I'll just wait for more of you to finish, Yogesh, because I have to take care of everyone. Are you from CS background or non-CS background? Just a curiosity, Yogesh, because I don't know you actually. None of you I know personally. CS background or not, Yogesh? He doesn't want to. CS background but don't know Java. Fine, you're good enough. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for others to complete. I at least need to see some 10-15 done. Till then, I'm not going to do it. Yes, very good, Nimish. Omkar, good. I hope you have done it in the correct manner. I'm sure you must have. Guys, you also, I'm still waiting for you. I'm not writing till I see more responses on the chat. Good. Great going, guys. I hope you are not just, what do you say, blindly doing it and with understanding you are doing it. Join more people, others also, not just this 10-15. Okay, so let me join you now. So if anyone is not very sure, because of whatever, I don't really want to this. So first is I'll write, find out index of, see it is like English, index of is the method. Find out the index of first. There are not going to be first and only. You understand my English part? Because we are not allowing duplicate. So the first and only occurrence of the employee, of the new employee. I mean, when I say new employee, or okay, of the specified employee. So, which is the method to use? Index of. So, int index is equal to, right hand side, please. You have ready-made stuff, guys. All those days of slogging. Slogging means not always, but yeah, most of the cases is gone. So here I just have to say index of. Later take a minute and read. Returns the index of first occurrence of the specified element or -1 if list doesn't contain the element, which is what precisely we want. And if you are, if you want to go in deep, which everyone should be, it will tell you again, it is calling internally equals method. So that is the reason we have spent so much time in making you comfortable in equals and all that. Anyway, so I told you long back, all collection, not all, but collection framework API heavily uses equals, hash code, compare to. You're just looking at equals today. And here it is new employee. Should I blindly say get? Okay, I'll ask you. If I say, for example, return emps.get index. In case user gives me invalid ID, what will happen to this line, please? Because you see, I have to check whether you have written it with understanding or just blindly. If I don't check it, and if the user has given me the invalid ID, what will happen on this line, line 115? Kya hoga? Exception. No. Guys, you did not understand me. Stop. Let me ask you again. If the employee is not found, index will be -1. I understood that. I asked you, what will happen to this line, 115? It will blow up, not null pointer. Not null pointer. What will be the exception? Anyone wants to correct him? Index out of bounds exception. How will you know? Just take the cursor over get and read. That much you can do. So it says throws index out of bounds if the index is out of range. So that is why our code should never break. So that is why the check. So let's say, what is it? If index equal to -1, I don't want to throw below the code. So here I'll say my own exception. And if the control comes below, see, I don't have to write else. Why I generally check the error condition first? Because in that case, I don't even have to write else. That's why. So here, and then this is already there. So I'll stop talking for a minute. I'll remove all this extra code which was required till yesterday, no longer. And it is having exactly 3 lines. First, get that employee reference, call the index of, do bit of checking. If not found, throw the exception. Otherwise, return the employee reference to the caller. So some of you had already done it. Rest of you, are you clear? This one, who is it? Sumit. Sumit, you don't require else, because when you say throw, the code cannot continue. So remove that else also. Else is not required, Sumit. Everyone understood? Are there any questions, guys? Anyone who has not understood this? 2 methods are doing the job for us. Tell me, is there any confusion? Nobody's understanding, lost, whatever. So, yeah, but when I know that number is going to be -1, less than 0 or -1, how does it matter? I would always make the exact check. So it is, the API tells me it returns -1, so that way I'm doing. So are we clear, guys? Completely? That's fine, Rohan, but I'm saying, Rohan, yeah, I'm saying it tells you that it is going to return -1. So better to check it that way. Of course, your code will work. Now come back here and let us finish the rest of the part and check it after a while. So here, tell me. So I have got the employee reference. This is same validate department. We are not changing anything. And I mean, see, this is what is that employee reference. Earlier it was from the array. Now it is the array list. So here we are setting the department ID, changing this and updating. In short, rest of the code remains the same. So I'll wait here for 2-3 minutes. Check if that updation case is clear or not. Updating employee details. Are we all clear? Are you clear? Anyway, I'll wait for your response. Oh yes, I will share. But only thing is this one, Abhijit, it still has a compiler error, okay? I'll just remove it in a minute and I'll give you. Guys, changes. Those who are working with me, line number 64, I'm changing it to employee list. So I don't want to share the code which has compile errors. Now there are no compile errors. Abhijit, I'll share the entire project with you, with all of you. So here, what is it we are working on? Day 12 lab. So day 12 lab, I'm zipping it and sending you all. So anything, whichever you could not complete, you can have a look at it here. Day 12 lab, right? Yeah. I said day 12 lab zip. Whatever was missing, you can figure it out. So now, case 4. So here, enter employee ID to link the card details. We have just now modified it. So you can say control click here. We have just now modified it from array based to array list based. So 0 changes here. And once I get it, all I'm accepting from user is the card details and linking the card. In short, 0 changes. So I hope you appreciated. Your code has become simpler. What all changes we have done is replace the fixed size array by your array list. Then what was that? Counter checking, boundary condition checking all gone, null checking all gone. And instead of iterating over the whole thing and searching for calling the equals method ourselves, who is calling the equals method internally? Give me the method names of array list which calls the equals method. Contains is one answer. I'm saying 2 methods. Contains, you are very right. Give me the second one. Contains, right? No. Get method doesn't do that, Gaurav. Get is index position. Index of is right. Very right. This one. So get doesn't call equals. Get simply goes by index and returns you the reference. You are right. Contains and index of. And how do you confirm what I'm saying is correct or not? If you remember, Open your employee class, and in employee class, we have overridden this method in employee equals, and you will 100% see it getting called. Only slight changes, not slight, I would say it is a big change. You don't have to call, you as a programmer, you don't have to loop over and check for equality and call this. The APIs are calling it directly. I'm sorry, implicitly, indirectly. So enough talking. Let's try. Let's check whether it is working at all. So I don't think nobody's having compiler errors, I hope. So I've shown you debugger also. So in your free time, you definitely attach debugger and step by step press it. Currently, I'm running it. If I get any exception which I can't figure it out, we'll definitely attach the debugger. So if I say directly display, nothing to display, there's nothing. So now let's say hire the employee. So I'll just maintain a series, 10 something. Have I got the, yeah, I have got this validation rules, yes. We got those rules. If you want to skip those rules, you simply don't call that line validate. Only keep the validation of that duplicate ID with this. Your choice. Department ID. Join date. It should be after something, right? Oh, sorry. This was a, guys, please look at it. This is the earlier format. So I was going to make a mistake. Salary. You can add more details. And the moment you try to do the, you can change this, etc. But when you say this, I hope everyone remembers. Are we calling the equals method, or who is calling the equals method in this case? Collection framework. But which method is used here? Contains. You remember we are using that contains. Here we are not using index of. Here we are using contains to check duplicate or not. So contains method and duplicate employee ID. When I use that update employee details, to get the employee details, we are using index of followed by get. So anyway, so now let me just hire another one. So I'll just change this to let the salary and all be the same. And here, add one more, just two. And I hope you are understanding. The whole logic is the same. Your contains method, it is doing the linear searching. So ArrowList does not what? Give you constant time performance. For that, you have to wait and you have to learn something called as hashing technique, hashing algorithm, which I take it in hash set much later. So equals gets called. And now since there is this 50 employee ID did not exist, earlier 101, 10 or something was there. So employee got hired, and just confirm once. So this will tell you that it is an ordered collection. Try it out. And then you of course try your update employee details. You know, rest of the things is all repetitive. So suppose I want to change her details. New department, R&D, sales I hope I have, and salary increment of let's say 1,000. So this is where we are calling get employee details to find, and this is what we are doing by index of operation. If you're not sure, you can put a breakpoint there and you can see index of is internally calling equals. You are not calling it. And it says updated employee details. Confirm it naturally. So whose details? 50 car details I changed. 50. Her changes cells and the salary. Has it got incremented? Yes. So salaries got incremented. And the last one is, again, somebody was asking, what about if the vehicle is sold? So likewise, you can add a check here. If you have already linked the Aadhaar card, you may not allow the user. So do that null checking and all. Currently, we are just taking it. So suppose I say I want to link Aadhaar card for the first one. See this. Currently, none of their Aadhaar cards are linked. So suppose I say 10 card number. I think it is string creation date. So the same format we have used, day/month/year, and the location. It says that, and then display that again. I'm checking in my own code. You check it in yours. Yeah. So this is your easy porting migration from array to array list. I'll wait. You do the thorough checking of the code. And if you find any problems, do share, do tell me. Check all the cases, 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And with the correct ones, with the wrong ones, the code has to work. If you have made all the changes, you should see the correct output. So this is what is, like I said, introduction to collection framework, or getting started with the first important day of collection framework. So I'm waiting here for 2, 3 minutes. Guys, finish your testing fast, and I'm going to tell you the next objective to solve. We are not yet done. Okay, so this is easy. Anyway, let's try easy. Don't let's not worry about it. So those who have anyway, see your choice. You already have the sequence. So I want you to solve this option. People are saying done, working, very good. So can I discuss? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to solve it because we have already done it. So here, what is the requirement? Getting a particular employee detail. So what is user going to give you? Whatever is the unique ID. So we have got one field based, single field based unique ID. So all you will ask user is employee ID. If it is found, display the employee details. Otherwise, throw the custom exception and show the error message. So is the requirement clear? Answer that. If it is not clear, I'll have to explain. Is the requirement clear? So tell me, how will you approach? So tell me, look at validation rules. And is there already a method which is doing this for us? Of course, yes. So this is the method. See, in order to not, who wants to write this whole code 10 times? That is why we have refactored into the method. Simply call the method and finish it. You got it? So again, it is going to base out of index of and what get. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Add the next case. Make it as case. Those numbers are not matching. Case 5. And here, break. And what you have to get is get specific employee details. I'm waiting for you to finish. It's a lot easier than the earlier ones. Just to give you practice, nothing else. Change the options also. You let me know whenever you are done. I will start writing after that. Okay. So I'm so glad that you are doing it in good time. Let's wait for others also. You saw it is so repetitive. So try to do it on your own without referring to what I'm saying. All you have to do is so yes, and the employee list. So those who have not written it, those who have written it. First line is easy, prompting the user to get the employee ID. Now see, go from inner to outer. So you are giving the integer ID, employee ID. In case employee ID is found, what is it going to, sorry, what is this method going to return? The employee reference. And when you call println, its toString will get called and display the output. In case this method throws the exception, this try block will be aborted. You will be taken to the catch and exception handling will be done. The moment you apply all these, the code looks so clean and so easy to manage. The moment you refactor it into methods. So here, I'm just testing it in case of both. Print ID, need /8. And here, I want to display the specific employee details. So suppose I give wrong, it has gone through that employee equals once because there was only one reference and it iterates over the size, not over the capacity. So we are good. And employee not found. And the moment I give something correct, so what is that option? 5. And if I give something as 10, I should be able to get her details. Clear about it? Everyone tested it also, wrote and tested as well. Very good. I'm waiting for others also. See, I'll keep the code in front of you in case anyone did not complete it. All we are doing is we are reusing our API. We have written our own API, our own methods. I'm just reusing them. And since I'm waiting for others to finish, you might think that this is easy because I'm hand-holding you. Absolutely yes. So don't worry. I'm going to give you a mini project because we have covered something like 60% of core Java, but that 40% which is remaining is like all advanced collection, functional programming, IO and threads. Each topic is a little heavyweight topic. So based on this 60% of what we have covered, I'm going to give you a mini project. So that is where you have to do everything from scratch. And then I'll see whether you have understood anything at all. So don't worry, you will get a lot of practice and then you will see whether you are there or not. Anyway, guys, can I continue to the next requirement? Anyone wants me to wait? Tell me if anyone wants me to wait. Okay, next one. So here. So this we have done already. Employee salary not, so ignore that. Suppose a particular employee is not performing well, underperforming, or because of the budget issues, COVID and all those issues, some employee has to be fired. So when you say fire the employee, I want to delete that employee information. So this is that delete, CRUD, create, retrieve, update, delete. So create we have done, created the record by using add method. Retrieval using get, but before get we used index of to find the index, and then we said get by index. Update, of course, with that first we got the record and then we updated. So now we are talking about deletion. So anyone wants to tell me? I'm giving you the employee ID and that has to be removed. The information has to be removed. Of course, there is a method remove. So I already got. So here index of and remove. So here guys, let's see. Just open the Java docs and here look for your array list, and here look for a method remove. You will see there are two remove methods. So one is remove by index. That is where people are offering me that index of, and then there is a remove by object. So let's not this since you told me. So I'm waiting here for another 5 minutes. Guys, I never asked you to do the deletion in array because I know it requires all that up shifting, I mean left shifting, up shifting, whatever on your own becomes complex. But I can always ask you with the array list. So giving you 5 minutes, give me, this is the method to use, either one, but okay, currently use this one and show me. You understood? Removes the element at the specified position. And if you read this, shifts the subsequent elements, that is next elements, to the left automatically. Do it. I'll wait for your response. I'm not writing it. I'm waiting for you to write it. Done. Very good. Test it also, Sumit, just once and confirm. And delete some in between record and just check whether there is a, and then you display the whole list again by that option and check whether it is shifting left. It will. Very good going, Sumit. Let's see. Done. Very good. I'll just wait for more of you to finish and then I'll write. Please test it also. And like I was telling Sumit, please test this one. Actually run it, add some 1 or 2 records, and then what you can do is you can confirm whether it is really shifting left all. Very good, Diksha. Very good. All of you, those who have completed, please test it also. And I would make another suggestion. It becomes really irritating to add that much of a data. So I'll just keep some data ready. Employee ID. You work on it. I'm looking at your responses. I'm just creating some data and keeping it ready. So I want first name, last name, email, department ID. So first name. Last name. I'm very good, guys. Keep it up and finish it. I'm just creating some sample data, 2-3 records at least. This thing, gmail.com. Then what's what I've got? Email, department ID. Department ID it is. And it is the salary is also this. Those who have done it, Please test it thoroughly. You should not leave the code without testing. And give the unsorted IDs, Sorting, we'll talk about later. Joined it is after that. So I'll just check how many. Okay, done and tested also. That's fine, Mohit. I told you, whichever one you want, you can use that. That's absolutely fine. So I've got some sample data. If you want, I can share this sample data with you so that you don't have to waste time in generating. If you don't like the names, change them. Nothing this. So I hope I'm not messed up in the sample data. So now focus on how you're going to write it. So people have already written. So which is the method? First of all, enter employee ID to file, unfortunately. So here, now you can go, like I was telling more, you can use any method. Remove by object also is fine. Remove by index is also fine. So here I'm showing you with remove by index. So here, let me see what our method says. Yeah, it is giving me the employee to be deleted. So I can use directly this. So if I go by that remove by index, here I will do the code here itself I'll write. So what was that? Emp list dot index of. And what is that index of? Here you have to supply new, the same code which we had written there, employee. And here user is giving me the employee ID sc.nextend. Okay. I'm just writing in lesser lines. So this is where I'm taking that employee ID, putting it in employee and finding. And rest of you'll know, if index equal to -1, what does it mean? Employee is not found. So here, throw the exception, throw new employee handling exception with error message. So see, employee deletion failed. And what is the reason for failing? Invalid employee ID. Okay. And if you come here, that means what does it imply? Valid employee ID. Some of you could have used that get the method which I had written, validate, but that is returning me that employee reference. So I think people were saying I've used it that way. Anyway, so here, then I just have to call, see what I'm doing. The remove method, remove by index. I'm not saying remove by object. Remove by object returns your boolean, removed or not. But that remove by index returns me the reference which was removed. So I'm saying remove and check this emp list dot remove, in goes the index. So if you are not sure about what I said just now, just take the cursor over remove. So it says removes the element at the specified position, shifts all other elements to the left, and returns the element which was removed from the list. So here I can also find out whose employee details were removed. If you are using remove by object, that returns a boolean, and you will be able to only get whether it was removed or not. So guys, tell me, You might have done it in a other API manner, but is the code clear? So I'll highlight. This is your what? Employee ID. You are wrapping it in a employee type of reference as always. And because why you are doing it? Index of requires the object of the type employee. So we put it in the employee. And then if index equal to -1, that means match is not found. Throwing exception, cannot delete what doesn't exist. Otherwise, here I'm calling a remove method and we'll see whether the details are removed. So tell me, is the code clear or not clear? Whatever I written, is it clear or not? Is anyone having any doubt or question on that? We're going to test it. I'm going to test it in a minute. Answer that, guys. Okay, you are busy writing. So anyway, I'll just run this. And here I'm going to set up the data fast. So this is my data. So I'm just going to take it one by one. I just hope I'm not messed up in that. I'm not. So once again, so this is my sample data. This you can see it is calling that employee equals and all. The last one. So now let me confirm all employee details are there. And now suppose I want to remove, suppose one employee, Mihir Zakatdar, for example. So this employee is not performing. We have to remove this. So here, what is that? Option 6. So option 6, observe carefully. And when I say which employee, suppose I say 100. Anyone wants to tell me how many times equals method will get called? Look at my data, look at my inputs and show me your understanding. 2 is a very right answer. What will be the first check? 100 will be checked with 10. First employee ka equals, doesn't find. Second, it finds the match and then you see something. So see this? Twice, exactly, you got the idea already. So I can get as a bonus, which was the employee who was removed, because my remove by index method returns that. And when I say display all, what are the references? The other one, the first one is the same. So first will be 10, then all are left shifted, index -1, 30 and 50. Please confirm. So can you see the removal, insertion, updation, searching has become so simple. Are we finding it clear or are we lost? Tell me, are you understanding what is going on or are you not clear? Are you understanding this? Very good. So I'll just see whether I had planned something more. Okay. So I'll just take one. I know it is already late. I know that very well. So here I just want to discuss one and this I will give you as a homework. This will not waste time. I mean, not spend time. So tell me, you look at it and understand the requirement and then we will solve it. So have you finished reading the question? The requirement is clear? So listen to this. Suppose I'll talk in this my data sample. Suppose these are my employees. So if I say, if I give the date, the join date as, let's say something, I'll just take, okay, I'll say 1st of July, 2021. Okay, so 1/7/2021. Whose information, whose name should be printed? So check this. Let you tell me, Kiran's name should be printed or not printed? Kiran Anturkar, printed or not printed? Tell me. Okay, I got the whole answer. Of course, printed. Mihir, yes, because he joined after that day, 1st of July 2021. Shivam, yes, but the Anish cannot be printed because he joined before. Is the requirement clear? Is the question clear to all of you? Okay, so now tell me. Oh, okay. Anyway, you let me hear your inputs. So anyone wants to tell me how to approach it? How will you do this? See, you give it a try. If you can't, I'm there to help you. So at least give me your thoughts. Give me what you think we should do, since the requirement is so clear. Which methods can I use? Can I use your contains method? Can I use your index of get? No, that after method, Pankaj, is of the date class. I'm not talking about that. I'm not yet reached there. But I'm saying which array list method I should use. Okay, so Omkar is saying get. Let me have more inputs. Give me more inputs, guys. Somebody is saying contains. I got two answers for now. Contains is the one I'm getting. Give me more responses. I don't want only 5 responses and all that. I want 50. So people are saying contains. Wrong answer. Guys, I told you the contains method internally call. Get is also wrong, Shraddha. So get is, okay, I'll explain one by one why it is wrong. Let me explain why contains is wrong. So tell me, contains method internally calls which method? I've shown you also, I've proved it also to you. Equals method. And guys, open our not vehicle. What is it we are dealing in? Employee. Open the employee class and tell me what is the equality testing criteria here? Is it a date or is it an employee ID? It's a date. Here, you're seeing your date somewhere magically, phantom. Of course not, it is an employee ID. So your contains method is useless. Somebody was suggesting get, but you forgot get method requires the index. I don't know at which index those particular employees are sitting. So guys, I'm saying none of the ready-made methods are going to help you this time. So here, listen to this. Tomorrow when you're fresher, I'll of course explain this. So how do we solve? Because you know you are given so many requirements in the interviews and all that. So here people have left the session, so I don't know, like I can't help them. So I know I've stretched it, but today and tomorrow is the last day. So here, whenever the searching criteria is the unique ID based on which you have overridden the equals method, you can then use contains, index of and all that. But here, searching criteria, tell me, is the searching criteria, what is it called? Unique ID or non-unique ID? Are we searching by unique ID? No. So here, collection framework cannot help you. Like before, you can use, somebody said for, I'll say for each is easier. So you can iterate over all the things, all the loop, entire loop, and then you can find. Then Pankaj, your suggestion will be valid. Pankaj was saying use after method. After method, of course, dates after method I'm going to use. But first I wanted to know what is it. So let us do it in exactly 2 minutes and stop right after. So you can open your tester. Let's add a new case here. So after that 7, here, what is it? Display names joined after. I'll just say this much. Okay, so you will understand what I'm talking about. So add that, add case 7, and without fail, add a break here. Otherwise, it will just exit. So here, what is it you are going to take from the user? You are going to take from user the date. So here, ask user, enter join date. Which join date you are looking for? Join after which date? So enter join date. Now, when user enters the join date, user will enter it in a string. So if you see here, I know I have really stretched it today, so that is why people have left. But those who are here, so can tell me, can I use this method for what is it called? For parsing and validating the date? It's a yes or no question. I can definitely use that. Actually, that validation is not required. It is only the parsing, but looking at the time and all, and let us use the ready-made API. I said you don't require the validation part of it. So ideally sdf.parse would be better, but looking at time, let's do that. So here, let me say, just start writing. You simply say parse and control space. Import static is already there. So parse and validate join date, sc.next. So what will it return you? It will return you the date class instance. You can give a variable name as join date. Now, Pankaj, your suggestion will become useful. So now I don't know where my employees are, whose join date is after a particular date. So here you attach. There is no ready-made collection API will give you this. So wait for functional programming. You're going to learn with me functional programming, and again you will learn in JavaScript also functional programming. Similar things you will learn. So here I'm not talking in functional programming. Let's have your standard for each loop. So for each employee, E variable is already declared. So don't use E. At least I have used, so I'm calling it E1 in employee list. Oh, sorry. For each employee, E1 in employee list. Here, now I have to check if the employee join date is after this join date. So here, join date is what? Private member. So please go to your employee class and add a getter. So others getter setters you have. So here, add getter for join date. I hope I have given you enough practice last 3-4 days where you can cope up with my speed. So here, source, generate getter setters, and join date, just select the getter. So this will create the join date here. And then it is matter of just calling it. So how do we call it? This line you write. For each employee, even in employee list, Pankaj has already answered that question after a method in the date class. So how do I do this? Let's see what you are answering. Yes, absolutely. So if there is a if here, if even dot get join date, if it is after, so dot after which date? After the supplied join date. That means I have got my employee. But I have given you the question, give me only the first name and last name. So first name and last name is again private. So go here and here, add the other getters. Which two getters you are going to generate? You are going to generate your get first name and where is my last name? Get last name. Okay, so generate that so that I can access it via getters. So I just have to say SOP E1 dot get first name. You can add a space here as a separator. E1 dot get last name. And here I can give a title here. SOP employees joined after. And here I see that very good. SDF.format and join date. So I'll get the title. Which are the employees, or I'll say this way, employee names joined after a particular date. And guys, we are done for the day also. So take a look at this. Of course, I'll be uploading on a Google Drive shortly. So just go through it last minute. You are taking the date, you are parsing and validating it, converting it into a join date. This is the title, employee names who have joined after a particular. I did not want to use join date ka toString, so I just use sdf.format. SDF is statically imported. And this is the loop. I still have to attach a loop because there is no ready-made method till you learn the functional programming in Java, which can iterate over the whole loop when the searching criteria is not a primary key. So here is the main criteria, join date. If your employee join date is after a particular join date, then you print the employee's first name and last name. Otherwise, the loop simply continues. So I'm not even going to waste your time. I know it is already late. So you can do the testing whenever you are fresher. And if there are any problems, you can, of course, tell me tomorrow. So Abhijit is asking a question. Guys, anyone wants to answer? Parse and validate date. Abhijit, you should not be asking such question, frankly, very frank. I'm being very frank with you. Just look at the method and tell me. Answer it yourself, Abhijit. What is it taking? It is taking the string and parsing it into date. You just have to look at the method. Parse in the middle of night, Abhijit, means string to date. But we are not just parsing, we are parsing plus validating. Got me, Abhijit? Are we clear? Okay. So that is all. You try it out, you test it out, and whatever are the problems, we will discuss tomorrow. So any immediate questions before I stop? I don't think people are exhausted. So anyway, let us stop right here and continue tomorrow with always important revision and then something more. See you tomorrow.